live. Sherine,
Right. Hello.
many
That's good.
greetings to you to London.
And greetings to you there in Germany. What's the weather like?
It's actually beautiful. It's like really sunny after it has been quite cold and grouish the last few days. Today's a beautiful
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So I will make sure after the cold today to go outside since it's getting dark so early. We have to make the most out of the sun during the day.
Yeah. I was out there this morning. That's when I did the live this morning because I felt, I really need to get out into the woods today. You know, there may be a surprise there. Well, there wasn't a surprise, but I did a live. So yeah, it was good fun. And it's really nice to just see, just to go and be with the trees and just be with nature, really. I know they were busy cutting down some trees. Well, not trees, they were trimming. But it was nice to be out there and to kind of be there. So yeah.
Yes, it's always so nice to be outside in nature, isn't it? Straight back to essence. And I'm very grateful. I live right in the woods, you can almost say. That was the primary reason why I chose to live here.
Yeah.
You go on the backyard of the house and they're just like woods and it's like a village, like a farmhouse with lots of animals, and yeah, it's beautiful and always feels like after a walk you've been on holidays on a farm. It's very, very nice. Yeah, I like it.
And we've got some interesting news to tell people, haven't we? Some really exciting news to talk about. Yes.
We have coming up for Christmas, and we obviously didn't lose the thread, even though you didn't see us for a few weeks. There were other things brewing, but now we are feeling the pull of the thread of weaving your own womb pouch with 27 Beregini symbols, which we have also been drawing in our master classes. So that's your last one.
And that's
maybe you want to tell us how did
first one.
It's your first one, and maybe you want to tell us how did it come about that you felt the urge to make your harmonious harmonious Beregini.
Yeah, I mean it was really quite interesting because I just, we had kind of finished what we were doing and we were just kind of, I was just kind of settling, and then something happened which was a little bit unexpected for me, and I kind of needed to kind of get back into myself. And one of the things which started to come up for me was how could I do that in a different way that's different from before, because it's easy to go into your head. Of course, it's always easy to go into, I'm very good at head stuff. And so and so I thought, no, this time I needed to do something else. And I just got the real pull towards doing a Beregini. And I didn't even know what I was doing when I really started thinking about it. I just knew that I kind of felt I needed to do one. And as I started, and then we chatted, didn't we? Because I wanted to kind of do it on the colors that are in the book. But actually, you just said just do it, and then just use the symbols of what it is, and that's what we did. And so basically, if anyone has a look there.
It looks beautiful.
White. Thank you. So the white is all about allowing spirit in. So instead of having the white background, I then had to represent what the white represented. So I did white thread that way, and then allowed spirit to come through in every way. But then that started making me think about this being the 4 chambers of the heart. And how the heart has a bump, the heart is a resonance, and how it's got to go from one chamber to the other, and it moves all the way around. So what is it? So it goes from atrium to ventricle, atrium to ventricle. So it kind of does a Z. If you kind of, we've got some runes that look like a Z, don't we? So there's something interesting in that there.
It's the Sovelo rune, actually, which looks like
Yes.
the sun rune, sun or soul rune.
So that's interesting. Even just in that knowledge, all of a sudden I'm already wondering, where is that going to, in the sense of how is this connected to that final, you said it's the last one, isn't it? The soul rune. So yeah.
The Sovelo, Sovelo rune, which looks like really like an arrow, like
amazing.
Like
so that's where that kind of went. And in essence, yes, when you connect all the 4 chambers of the heart, everything flows and it's harmonious and it brings peace. So while I was doing that, it allowed my thoughts to ground down, and I was able to really see the truth for what it was, and was able to do something else. And of course, we were chatting at the same time as well, so it made it even easier because you were asking some really good questions, and that was helpful. That was helpful. So thank you. And
we love combining our soul-based clean questions whilst we are working creatively, isn't it? And that's how it's woven together in our being and in our becoming, isn't it? How we get together, do something with our hands, we ask us questions, we activate our soul powers or womb powers. And I think that's so amazing how our own answers medicine come at this time, because for you it came up something totally different. Like for me, because the Harmonious One happens to be one of my 7 Beregini symbols which are embroidered on my shamanic dress. She stands for my roots. She's my second goddess, representing to root in the ancestors, and the meaning she carries is that harmony comes through breaking through or pushing through in life. Before we get to our passions, to our gifts, it requires sometimes to really look at what is happening, where maybe there are blocks, when there are limiting beliefs before the harmony can arrive. And and if we look at this energy, then of course our own personal experience arise, and they're also represented like in your little Beregini. It looks slightly different, even though it's the same symbol. You added your own style into it. And I said to you, the only thing I know about it is that we incorporate this trinity or holy female colors as the black, red, and white. And if you haven't got a white background, then you're just creative and bring in your own white into it. And you've done it beautifully.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's really the key, isn't it? These are aspects, and I kind of like think these are kind of like aspects of our goddess self, which there's the harmonious, which is about that part of you that's able to manage breakthroughs and able to overcome obstacles and able to manage conflict in what that may be, and it's kind of like a connection that you make back to that thread that you may not have known before or remembered, or so we're going back and finding her again, and that just builds. And the pouch, when we have the pouch, well, we've got all of them. It's almost like we're back in fullness and totalness.
Yes. That's why I call it a womb pouch, because it really reweaves all those different energies, which in Slavic mythology, the Beregini come from Slavic mythologies, and I've received them through a soul tree horoscope reading, how it's called, from a Russian woman, 7 women wings. And what did I want to say? And it really is like in the Slavic mythology, it is said that when we are born, we have got this 7 Bereginis who are always by our side. But also connected to the different energies. If you're interested, I've got a free ebook where they're all described, or they're in the back of my book. We can really invite and connect with the certain energies and develop our own practice with it. Like for me, it's the wise one is my main one. So I carry her in my bra. Like actually every day And there are movements to connect with her. And you can say affirmations. I can call her, what would the wise one do now? Yeah, and I really develop an intimate relationship with her, the wise one. That's why she's also in my shamanic painting there in the back as my main spirit animal on the top, who I can consult, and like the raven can travel everywhere around the world. And if I've got some kind of question, I invite her in and let her travel to do the magic and bring me
Yes.
answers, like the two ravens from Odin, Hugin and Munin. That's exactly what they do, and that brings so much magic right here, and it's by my heart. It's really
Yeah.
close, like, and it already takes some days during the day. I really connect with her, and she's in my body. What would the wise one do? Or I let her fly there or lie there, and it's become such an intimate connection and very real, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
And that,
easy, and
exactly. And a fun way and an enthusiastic way that allows you to connect to the mystical, isn't it? You just have that moment where it's so simple. It's so simple and yet so powerful.
yes.
Yeah. That's what elegance is, isn't it? Elegance is simplicity that belies the complexity beneath it.
So
So
simple and beautiful. And
yeah.
that's why we like to, all of you who are interested, to make this gift for yourself for Christmas. And it's like a commitment where we feel we want to show up to really give space and hold space for each energy of the Beregini for 27 days until Christmas. And that's why we decided, and following the next call,
Yeah.
what we feel, or the push, to meet from Friday, beginning from Friday, between 2 and 3 British time and 3 till 4 German, Central European time. It's 9 till 10 EST time. We already looked up today.
We did, didn't we?
And it's 6 a.m. Pacific, because it's 9 hours back. So we welcome you to come with us every day for 27 days. And we will go live in this group. So if you cannot make it a day, no worries. You can watch it in your own time. It will be
Yeah.
available in the timeline. And yeah, we hope that you're going to come and join us.
I think they will. I mean, some people have already said they want to be there, so it's going to be really, really, really nice. And I think that as soon as you start to get into the idea of actually creating, they start to take on a life of your own, because they become your own. They are your own. And every time, and I know that most people will have their own, but sometimes just even doing the Beregini on, as you say, you've got yours on your dress and you carry one around with you. Just having those symbols are just these constant reminders, these constant intentions that we carry with us. And if we already have a sense that we are carried by these particular ones, then why not really help them? Why not let them work with us? Why not make them, as use the intention that they can help us do what we need to do here? And we need to be clear. So it's such a beautiful, beautiful way to do that. So I was really excited when I did mine. And I was really excited to feel the power that came with it. I mean, already we know that things have shifted and changed in many different ways, but it is beautiful when you do get to have that opportunity. Yeah.
Yes. And it's so beautiful because we also plan to develop like an own journal, to develop your own deeper journey with each goddess, because the transformation happens once we connect with the Spiriginis and open up the space to receive their wisdom,
Wisdom.
but also to stay committed to listen. Yeah, and maybe writing it down, develop your own practice. Like for me, it's been like a few years, 2 years journey now to always connect to my Bereginis, or like to the wise one. She helped me to write my whole book. Like one of my Bereginis, the muse, she was really the one on my dress, stands on my future self. She represents my future supporting self. I had a ritual of inviting the muse every day before I wrote my book. Like for 1 hour, I made space to invite in the muse. And without that, I honestly, I would have never finished my book. Never. And then it became such a practice that I was enjoying doing it. It's the same like with my embroidery. I allocated a certain time. This is my time where I do my creative things, or like my paintings, yeah, or here like an allocated time to meet a goddess and see where it takes you, because it's always unique that the relationship it develops.
Yeah. Yeah, and you find out so much about yourself in that process, because part of it is also a letting go. It's allowing something else to kind of, we're so good at not listening and not wanting to get advice, but actually really learning how to allow advice to come in is a real key. It's a real learning and a real skill to be able to know for yourself, okay, I'm allowing this, I'm allowing this information. It's, I may not necessarily agree with it, but hey, let's go with it. And I think that's because I think nobody likes to be told what to do. So I think that is a natural thing to kind of self-doubt when we get information that comes through. And not necessarily for all the people that will be in this group, but a lot of us still have some of those patterns where we don't listen. So it's about really how do we allow. Yeah.
That's true. How do we allow and make space
and make
for
space.
it? Make space to receive. And I think I'm always in awe of this process, and when we start writing it down and finding our own expression for this relationship, of this intimate relationship with the divine, I'm always so excited and in awe, because it's a continuous becoming, isn't it? We are never like just standing still. For me, the weaving is like a process of our own personal development, our unique destiny threads, which are constantly connected to the divine, and we are always being woven and in the process of becoming, and opening ourselves up for it and find our own unique expression for it. It always fills me with so much awe, and and I like to share it with as many people as possible. And it's like listening to your story with like the Harmonious One. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. And it is. And I think what's really helpful, and I think when I started looking at it from another kind of level, is that all our life's experiences start to resonate within that. So my background is medicine, and my background is the quantum stuff. So I often just find that starts to bring in that kind of thread, and that makes so much sense to me when I all of a sudden go, oh yeah, that's what it means. And then it was so interesting when I kind of all of a sudden saw the Z, and I thought, oh my God, and that's how it's connecting with the weird, and then you get excited.
Yes.
Excited and enthusiastic. And think, oh my God, I've got to do some more. I've got to go and have a look at this now. I've got to go look it up and see what else I can do here. Yeah.
And this is what Barbara Max Hubbard, my mentor before she died away, the great futurist, always used to call suprasex. This is when our little selves, physical selves, opening ourselves to divine illuminated like moments, like whoa, it's like wow, it's like co-creation between the divine and the physical. It's like whoa, and it's just you feel really like, oh my God, you're so excited, like that's truly orgasmic. That's why she was always like, even with 89 years old, I mean, I never met somebody who has been in such a high energy, and she always used to say, this is because she's having a connection. It's like she's having sex with the divine, and of course she's like always electrified and so excited. And she said she never wanted to be younger, but newer. She's newer with every moment because she's having sex with the divine. She's following her vocational arousal. And I think that's what excites me always about that. It's just like ding, ding, ding moments, like,
Yeah. Because it's such a deep creativity, isn't it? And it stems from that root area or around those organs. So yeah, it is like sex with the divine.
Yes.
And it is, it's sexy.
Yes, it's sexy, or like I like to call it joygasmic.
Joy.
Joygasmic.
That's a nice word. Yeah.
So come and join with us and be joygasmic with us. For 27 days, a lot of opportunities.
Can you imagine what Christmas is going to be like? Wow, it won't be just joy, it'll be joygasmic.
Will be definitely multiplied by 27 days, joygasmic.
Exactly. Oh, that's so cool. So come and join us. Come and find out how it is and how it could be for you, and get to learn, because all of these things that come up, we just add to the richness. It adds to the richness, adds to the energy that it allows to create in this world that we want to create. You know, the more we unpick and undo and then recreate, is the more we create the new that we want. So, and of course, it's, we've been so conditioned all our lives. Part of it is really learning how to recondition ourselves, or not recondition, but to become free. How do we become free? That's
okay. So, joygasmically excited. We say goodbye until Friday or any of the other days coming until Christmas.
Until Christmas, yes, the 27 days. I know it was a bit of a shock when you said, "Oh, we've got to start now."
Yeah, it was. I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's time." And it's quite a shock a little bit to commit to ourselves, isn't it? Like to really show up for 27 days, every day the same allocated time. This is a commitment. And I have felt a bit of resistance. I mean, I'm just human, And I thought like, oh no, that's gonna take out other things out of my life. But I thought like, no, I want to commit myself to get even more intimate with those Bereginis. And see what happens, and start to write a story, because we plan to bring out the journal with each Beregini, where the women have got the opportunity to really dive deep, to develop their own 21 days practice and start writing, being creative with it. And it does take a commitment of saying yes to it. So,
but I know there are women out there that can say yes. I know they will. And I think that you would really enjoy just being playful with it, be playful, let the muse come in, let all that creative joy come in, and see what happens.
Okay, so looking forward to connect with you, Sherine, to pick up yet another thread together. And whoever is going to come and join us.
Bye. I'm looking so forward to it. Bye-bye.